Am I the a-hole for shaming my friend's girlfriend? So I 29 male has been married to my wife 32 female Violet for 7 years now. About 3 years ago my wife got into a car accident but luckily managed to survive with only her legs ending up paralyzed. It was hard at first but tons of therapy and emotional breakdowns later, she's back to the cheery and happy-go-lucky I fell in love with. My buddy Kevin 30M has recently started dating AmITheA, 27F, who's for the lack of a better word a not very pleasant person. She's very much like every high school cheerleader who acts mean to relive her glory days or well glory hole days cause she was the school hussy. We live in a small town so people know people. My wife moved here after we got married. Kevin says those days are behind and I couldn't care less, he's free to date who he wants. Now here's what happened. Me and my wife went over to Kevin's for a barbecue with a bunch of our friends and my wife was having a bit of trouble with her wheelchair. I carried her and took her to a chair before folding up her wheelchair and bringing it over as well. This apparently stuck a nerve with AmITheA, who commented on how sad my life must be having to lug my wife everywhere. My wife was hurt but just smiled it off, but I commented that I was actually quite happy to carry my wife anywhere anytime, and the night went on. Now a few beers later AmITheA out of the blue commented on how handsome I am and that I am wasted know a half a woman like her. Kevin quickly shut her up and apologized, but the damage was done. Never in my life have been this close to hitting a woman, but I managed to control myself, but not entirely. I said at least she's an actually intelligent and interesting woman whose only defining characteristic isn't how many dicks she's gotten in one night. AmITheA looked hurt and Kevin looked pissed, but I didn't care and continued calling her a washed-up semen rag who'll never be worth anything more. So as you'd expect we got kicked out and it ruined the barbecue, but I went home smiling with my wife happily, carried in my arms, and we got home, and got some takeout as we watched a movie. But Kevin and AmITheA and half our group has been blasting me, telling me I went too far and shouldn't have said that. Kevin has been on my ass about apologizing and says that if I don't we won't be friends anymore. We've been friends since we were 12, now I'm feeling a little guilty about things I said since Kevin did apologies, and everything she said was when she was drunk and maybe I went a little too far, but well, to be fair, the smile on my wife's face as we went home makes me feel more happy than guilty. So AITA. Edit. Thanks guys for all the responses. My wife and I've been reading them together and honestly we're pretty thankful for your responses. As miserable as the situation is, it's unfortunately something that happened, so no point crying over spilt. Now a few things first, the part of the group that have been calling me TA were not the ones that attended the barbecue and as I've heard have been given a fun little story of their own. So that's something we'll have to deal with, but majority of our friends group, including everyone who was there, are on my side and came over to check on us, for which I am genuinely very thankful. Second, I do see I might have gone just a smidge too far, and despite my anger a few different words should have been used and I apologize to you guys for that, not to that F-word hussy. And finally, I plan to confront Kevin alone sometime cause he isn't the type to stand for such gibberish and I want to get to the bottom of this. It'll hopefully end well and I'll keep you all updated. Thanks a bunch from me and my wife. Hope you all have a lovely day. Smiling face with smiling eyes, sparkling heart.